All right, welcome everybody. I've got this recorded now, so I'm going to have this available for replay for you all to use this as a resource to go back to and hopefully get the best out of this webinar for leverage within your Isagenix business. So thank you so much for getting this organized. I'm really excited to be on the line with all of you from all over the United States and some people from Canada as well. So super excited to have you on this webinar. So I'm going to go through this, probably do about 45 minutes, maybe to an hour, depending on how many questions that you have. I want to make sure that we do get all these questions answered and that you are leveraging it to its fullest for sure. So I'm just going to quickly go over a little bit about me for anybody who is maybe listening to the replay. I'm actually an executive distributor and send out cards, and so when I started using this, I started about 4 years ago, and I was using this as a tool within for my kids. I actually wasn't even thinking about the business side of things. And so when I started using it, it was for birthdays, anniversaries, kids' birthdays, baptisms, invitations, thank you cards, and things like that. And it was awesome. It was such a tool that was saving me time, saving me money, keeping me organized in my personal life. But then what happened was my husband, who is a business owner, he owns a manufacturing company. I started getting him to use the cards within his business because my past life, I was actually in corporate sales and marketing, so I know a little bit about marketing and client retention and follow-up and things like that. So I said to him one day, I said, you should be using something to retain your clients and follow up. And so he actually frowned upon it, and he said, well, why would I spend extra money when I don't really need to? Business is good. And I thought, wow, what a closed mind way of thinking, considering, we do pretty well and he does pretty well, but really at the end of the day, you can always be doing better, and you never, ever, ever know where your business is going to be next year, 3 to 5 years. So you want to make sure that you're really tapping into your organization and your teams and your clients to let them know that they appreciate you so that business doesn't go away. So I started sending out cards on his behalf, and I was sending thank you cards, thanks for the business, thanks for the opportunity to quote, thanks for the referral, really any opportunity to thank his client. I would even send out cards to say, hey, thanks for the opportunity to quote. Even if he lost a job, I'd say, thanks for the opportunity. Hopefully we do better next time. And it was amazing because these clients did call him back. And it was what we found was it was another opportunity for conversation. And as we know, people do business with you if they know you, they like you, and they trust you. Hands down. It's more emotion, right? People can go down the street and buy from hundreds of other send out cards or Isagenix or any other product, but they're partnering with you because of the relationship. And that's really what I started focusing on with my husband's business with the cards. And so he started finding a difference. In fact, one of the things that I taught him to do was to send a card of appreciation to a client once a week or once a month, and depending what your budget allows, for no reason at all. And what happened was every single time he does that, number one, referrals increase over the next couple of weeks, or business increases. And this is a trend that happens all the time. And so I thought, wow, this is something so much bigger than I ever imagined. And this is really a tool that businesses need. So I started reaching out to any business owner, small to medium-sized businesses, sole proprietors, home-based businesses, and found that there was really a disconnect in the marketplace between that high tech and personal touch. Of course, we want to keep the email marketing. We want to keep, all those other social media touches. I'm not saying get rid of that for sure. That's absolutely paramount. But it's also paramount to keep that real close connection with your clients as well, and that long-lasting impression. And so that's kind of what's led me here today. And so I've really had an amazing opportunity to teach and travel all over the world and work with businesses from every single industry. And the bottom line is it's all the same no matter what industry you're in, whether it's direct sales, multi-level marketing, manufacturing industry, the real estate industry. It all boils down to what are your relationships like, and your customers, do they trust you? Do they like you? Because people, again, do business with you when they know you, they like you, and they trust you. And I actually love this. I just wanted to bring this up from Harvey McKay. I'm sure that you're all very familiar with this incredibly successful businessman. And he quotes this. If you've ever written or read the book Swim with the Sharks Without Being Eaten Alive, if you haven't, I highly recommend it. And one of the things that he really teaches is about short handwritten cards yield long results. And I'm just going to read this off here. In sales, never underestimate the importance of a personal gesture And right at the top of the list of effective personal gestures sits the handwritten card. So it's really important to keep those connections and kind of detach yourself from the immediate outcome, but rather focus on the long-term relationship of that client and that friend. So just a couple other quotes here. I know there's a lot of information on the slide here, but I love this in the top right corner where he says, good habits are as addictive as bad habits and a lot more rewarding. So let's try. What I'd like to do is teach you some really, really good habits to do maybe, 5 minutes a day that will make a difference in your business. So a couple stats, all of you on the line are extremely successful. And what we want to do is we want to make everybody more successful. We want to make sure that we continue to have that success. So one of the things that I always like to share with business owners is the reality is cost of retaining a customer is 10% the cost of acquiring a new one. So if we just tweaked, like using send out cards, for example, 5% improvement of customer retention equals 25 to 85% improvement of profitability. So just a small tweak can result in that much improvement of profitability. So I'm really excited that all of you see the value in using this system, because that's exactly what it's going to translate into, is more business for everybody. And at the end of the day, that's exactly what we want. So another thing that I like to share is 68% of customer defection is because of that perceived indifference. So the reality is our clients leave because they simply think that we don't care, right? So we get busy as, very, very business entrepreneurs and busy moms, a lot of us, we get busy, and it's hard to really, especially when we're building large organizations with hundreds and thousands and then hundreds of thousands of people, how on earth do we keep in touch with everybody? Well, this is a tool that's going to help us to keep in touch and keep that personal touch. And so that's where we want to see that massive, massive growth. So a couple reasons to send cards. You can take a screenshot of this as well, but I'll be going over all the reasons and how we can leverage this system to better do this. So just a few. Obviously, thank you for business. We want to be making sure that we are thanking our business clients. We want to thank them for spending their hard-earned dollars with us. Great to meet you cards. This is a great way to prospect. Anytime I go to an event, whether it be a professional networking event or whether it not be, it could be just, hanging out with some mommy friends at the park and meeting people. I always exchange information. One of the things that I like to do is exchange, text, like, hey, or I'll follow them on Facebook and then I'll ask them for their address and I'll send them a great to meet you card, because I know my business cap goes on and says, okay, well, I know that it takes typically 4 to 7 exposures for somebody to buy into something. So I want to have those touch points. So the first one is the connection. The second one is, the Facebook or the LinkedIn or the Snapchat or the Instagram. But then they're also going to get a card from me, and that's solidifying that relationship, and it's got my branding on the back. So we'll get into that as well. Celebrating new possibilities. Thanks for the referral cards. That's another obvious one. Even if referrals don't come to fruition, always remember to send a referral card, because you're rewarding good behavior, and human behavior says if somebody feels good for doing something, they're going to keep doing it over and over. Obviously, birthdays, it's amazing to see how many people don't receive a birthday card, and so when you're the one who sends that birthday card, you automatically stand out, and they'll call you sometimes. I've gotten actually people calling me with tears saying, nobody else remembered my birthday, not even my husband and my kids sent me a birthday card, so it's really, really impactful. Holidays, anniversaries, just because. Now, I want to pause on this one for a second. Just because cards, I have / prospecting cards, because these ones are by far the most impactful. Sending a card just because, no hidden agenda, no other reason than to reach out to somebody in true, genuine, authenticity. And so when you send those are definitely the most impactful, and people remember you, and that's what we want, is people to feel appreciated and remembered. Now, where network marketing and Isagenix is concerned, welcome to the team. Welcoming new customers, customer retention and follow-up, rank advancements and recognition. So another thing is in this industry, we're constantly building and mentoring leaders. And the reality is there's a lot of people who feel kind of left in the big sea of things. So we want to make sure that our team members feel like they're a part of the team, they're a part of something bigger. So I always like to send welcome to the team cards. Obviously new customers as well, we want to appreciate their business. So for that customer retention, and I'll say customer retention and also team retention, because let's face it, We have a lot of people on our teams, but not everybody stays. So we want to make sure that people, the team that kind of plays together stays together. So we want people to feel a part of that. And so send out those cards to welcome people, rate advancements, congratulations, top volume builders for the month. Every month what I'll do at the beginning of the month is I'll have top 5 volume builders for executives, top 5 senior managers, top 5 managers, top 5 distributors, and then send those cards out. And what's great about it is that not only does it make the rep feel great, but they're going to keep that card and put it up on their mantle, and then it's creating curiosity for people who are coming into the house as well. And so people go up to the mantle, pick up the card, and like, hey, what's this all about? And then that way it creates more curiosity, and they're able to share their story. Well, hey, you know what, I'm actually, in Isagenix, if they haven't shared it with them already, it's a great way to share about their business and get that extra layer of credibility. And a lot of times people will take those cards, they'll take a picture of them and they'll put them on Facebook, which is just amazing because that's another layer of credibility as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to get out of this PowerPoint because I want to take you to the site. I'm actually going to go right and log on to send out cards. Now everything that I'm doing here you can also do from the app, but I'm going to go to the website because there's a little more that you can do from the site than the app. The app is great for on the go and when you've got your branding set up. So I'm going to teach you all that back-end stuff to make it easier to use the app as well. So all I'm doing is I'm going to sendoutcards.com. Now I'm hoping everybody can see this. If you can't see this, just speak up and let me know. So I just went to sendoutcards.com and you'll notice on the top right-hand corner it says account. If you click on account, you'll see that there's points and expense. Now points, all that means is it purchases cards and gifts. So think of it this way. So think of you going to a Hallmark, for example. You have to go to Hallmark and you buy your cards. So that's the points, purchasing your cards and gifts. And then your expense is if you have to go to the post office and you buy your postage. So Send Out Cards has it conveniently in one area. So your points purchase your cards and your gifts, and your expense purchases your gift cards as well, because that's monetary value, and your postage as well as your shipping. Now, if you run out of your points, most of you, actually all of you are on a subscription, so every single month you get 100 points, $39 a month. You can always increase that subscription. I send a lot. You'll notice that I've got 391 points. I spend a lot on cards and gifts. That is my sole marketing. That's all I do for marketing is send cards and gifts. I don't do anything else. And it's amazing to see what comes back. Now, also, this is a business write-off, and I'm not too sure exactly what the tax laws are in the United States, but in Canada, certain things you can't write off 100%. So if I were to go buy a food item of some sort or a bottle of wine or something for a client or bring it over to somebody's house, I can only write off half of that. Whereas something that's non-perishable or non-perishable, you can write off 100%. So in Send Out Cards, you can write off 100%. So I write off all of my cards, my gifts, and my stamps, and all that kind of stuff. So that's really important to know as well. It is a marketing expense and a write-off. So if you want to add more points and expense, you just tab on Add More, and you'll notice at the very top there's points packages, so you can buy those packages in bulk. Or if I scroll down a little bit, you can click on a different amount, and you can click here for whatever amount that you need, whether it be a couple points or hundreds or thousands of points. It's completely up to you. And being on a subscription gives you the lowest possible price point. Now, when you scroll down, you'll see it says expense. Expense pays here, it says right here, your postage, your shipping, and your gift cards. So if you only need expense, if you've got more than enough points, you just have to add more postage in there, you can just add in the dollar amount that you want. So you just click on it. So if you need 50 bucks, you just add, and then you'll continue. So you'll notice it says here a US stamp is 47 cents. A global stamp is $1.15, but if you're sending to Canada, it's actually 85 cents. I don't know why. I gotta talk to somebody to get this changed. We need to have a Canadian stamp on there. So if it's a Canadian stamp, it's 85 cents. So us Canadians, we actually, we benefit when we send in the States because your postal system is a lot cheaper, which is awesome. Now, so that's pretty much under account. All your information is under account. If you want to upgrade anything, you can always upgrade. If you want to share Send Out Cards with anybody, you can actually share it with this share button, and it will share the link. It's directly linked to you, and then when somebody downloads it, it's actually linked to you and your account. Now, I'm going to move on to from right to left. So when I click on this button, that's just my cart. So nothing's in the cart, so that's good. Now you'll see this bell here. The bell is basically just reminders. I actually got to clean this up a bit. So once you add in all of your contacts, you have your reminders in here, and you can choose whether you want to send a card or not, and a gift. And you'll also get push notifications on your phone if you set that up. So you can get push notifications and choose whether you want to send a card and a gift to that person. So that's under there. Now this I here, when you click on the I, basically what that is, it stands for information. So if there's anything, any questions that you have, like importing contacts, that's probably the top question that we get, is how do I import my contacts? And you'll see as soon as you type that in, there is all of these items show up so that you can actually read on how to import your contacts. But if you're not getting the answer that you're looking for and you can't get a hold of me, you can actually click on where it has this little chat button, and you can start a chat conversation with an online representative. So they're really, really helpful there as well. Now also, if you're like me, like when I first started with Sendo Cards, I relied on tutorials, and I'm moving along to where it says company, just at the very top here. When I click on company and you go to the Resource Center, you just tap on Resource Center and all of the tutorials are there. So I'm just going to scroll down a bit and click on tutorials. So it'll take you to a page where we have all of our YouTube tutorials. They're just small clips on how to do everything, how to make cards, you know, how to use the custom brand manager tutorial and all that stuff. So I'm going to be going over that stuff, but if there's anything that you're unsure of, you can either listen to this webinar again, or you can go back to these little clips and hone in on the particular thing that you're looking for. Because I know for me, when I was first learning contacts and campaigns, I think I had to watch the tutorial about 4 or 5 times over before I totally got it. So that's under company, and then in the Resource Center. Now, I'm going to go back to main menu here. So when you hover over main menu, you see all the drop downs here. So Sendo Cards is actually an incredible contact management system. It's a really good CRM. So if you don't have one already, highly recommend leveraging this as your CRM. You're not paying anything extra. It's actually included in your Sendo Cards account. So I really recommend having a place where you store and organize your contacts. So I'm going to show a little bit of how to do that and how to leverage that. So you'll see here on the right-hand side where it says create a campaign. I'm going to get back to that. I want to start off with the contact manager. So you'll see here there's a contact manager. It says find a contact, new contact, or add a new contact. You can import contacts. You can create groups. And then there's also a calendar here as well. So you can look at the calendar and you can see what's going on, all the birthdays and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to go back to main menu. I'm going to click on groups. I want to start with groups. So you can create groups, especially if you're starting off and this, you're just, you know, Sendo Cards is a new tool for you. This is a great way to start, is organize the groups that you want. So for me, I belong to a lot of different networking groups. I've created groups you'll see here for BNI. I'm in a BNI group. I'm in multiple networking groups. I've got even things like my family, my friends, my customers, my daughter's gymnastics, because those are also contacts as well, and those are also prospects. Different baby showers, Lauren's 7th birthday, teachers at the kids' school, other networking events. So you can really drill down and create different groups. So once you've created the group, all you do is you type it in here. So you do test group, we'll say ISA. Okay, so I add the group. So once I do that, it's just listed here. And I can always delete them and remove and edit. So I've added the group there. Now, what happens to that group is when I go to main menu and I go to add a new contact, let's say I'm going to add a new contact individually. When I do that, I'm just going to scroll down. You can enter in first name, last name, company, email address, all their information. You definitely need to have the address in there, obviously, to send the card. You can add, if you like, your contact numbers. You can also add in birthdays, anniversaries, spouse's name and birthdays, as well as children's names and birthdays, and you just keep adding onto the field depending on how many kids they have. And if you don't have the birthday, you can always type in the name as well. It's a great way to remember, because let's face it, we have so many contacts that I don't know about you guys, but I forget. I forget sometimes what my, you know, people that I'm meeting, what their kids' names or their spouses' names. Now, when you scroll down a little bit more, this is where you see all the groups. So right now in your own accounts, you'll see that there are no groups there. So you're creating the groups, and you can put people into groups. So I can put people, let's say one of my daughter's gymnastics moms who happen to be my friends are in gymnastics, but they're also distributors. So I'm going to put them in there. Or they're also customers, or they're also in my BNI group. So you can put people in multiple groups or just single groups. Now I'm going to scroll down a little bit more, and you can also put notes in here and you can date them. So it's a really great CRM, so definitely leverage that. And then you're just going to save it. So once you've got that single contact in there, it's stored in your contact manager. When I go to the very top, if I want to find a contact, I can go find my contacts either by first name, by last name, by their company. I can search contacts by city, state, postal code, by birthdays. So let's say, for example, I had time now and I wanted to send birthday cards to all of my friends who have birthdays in December or November. I can scroll down. I'm going to find November, and then I'm just going to go find contact. And then it will bring, the contacts of the friends that I have birthdays in November, and I can choose whether I want to send a card to them as well. So I can create one card and send it to all of those contacts, and I can personalize that, and I'll get into detail on that in a minute. So again, I'm going to go back to main menu, find a contact. So again, I can search my contacts by all of these fields, but I can also go down and I can go to my groups, and I can clear this group selection, and I can, let's say, for example, I just want to find BNI contacts, my networking group, one of them anyway. I'm going to go search, find contact, and then it pulls up all of my contacts in my BNI networking group. So I can choose whether I want to, I can select and unselect, or I can click this button up here and I can select all or none of them. I can select them, and then I can go back up to here where it says campaigns, and I can send a specific campaign that I've already pre-made and send it to them. Okay, and I'll show you how to create campaigns. It will make a little more sense once we go through the whole tutorial. So again, when I go back to main menu, I can go find a contact. I can scroll down. This is another thing that I did on the weekend. I think I was talking to one of you guys about this, but my daughter, so Lauren, let's go to Lauren's, where is Lauren? LLL, Lauren's 7th birthday. So for Lauren's 7th birthday party, she just had a birthday party, and I sent all of the kids a thank you card. And so I created a group called Lauren's 7th birthday, and as I added in all of the kids' names, I added them to this group, okay? So now I've got them all in my contact manager. And so I sent every single one of those kids a thank you card with a collage of the birthday party, and I had my branding on the back. So this is a fabulous way to prospect in a very non-prospecty way. So that's your touch. Those are those extra touch points that don't have to be in your face, but what it's doing is it's creating curiosity. So I love the new year. I love parties. I love hosting things because it's a great opportunity for those touch points, but also to mix and mingle and get to know people. But I send thank you cards and nice to meet you cards all the time, and the cards are about them, not about me, but it has my branding on the back, and it creates curiosity, and people ask me about, send out cards all the time because they're like, well, what's this? What do you do? And same thing with all of my other business clients who put their branding on the back. A lot of clients are getting referrals because, some people, there's a lot of people that we may assume they know what we do, but they don't. They don't really pay attention. People are so busy in their lives that they don't always pay attention, even though it's all over Facebook. So those are groups. Another tip, if you're going to a networking event, like I said before, the first thing that I do is I will enter in everybody's information. Sorry, I'll create a group first called ABC Networking Group. So let's say went to a networking group today, met a whole bunch of new people. First thing I do is go to groups, name that group, so I've added it to the list, and then what I do is I go add a new contact and I enter them in. Because there's only a few. I actually did go to one today. I met about 20 people, connected with about 5. So I added all 5 of their names. I checked them off in this list, and then I went and I made a campaign and sent a card to everybody that said, nice to meet you, and I'll show you that in a minute. So if you've got a lot of contacts and you already have somewhere where you have your stored contacts and you want to import them in, All you're going to do is go to main menu, click import contacts, and from there you can import. So basically you're going to choose your file and you're going to import your file. However, the file needs to be a tab text delimited file, and you'll see down here it says helpful information. It tells you exactly what it needs to be. Here it says the file must be text tab delimited, and then there's also a tutorial on how to do that. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to export your contacts to Excel. Once they're in Excel, you're going to change it to a tab text delimited form. Okay, so tab text delimited. Once it's in tab text delimited, you're going to come into send out cards and you're going to import, click on import, and then you're going to select the file that you want and upload and import the file. Okay, so if you have any extra questions on that, you can actually watch the tutorial and I can help you as you go through that, because I can't actually show you it because I don't have a file to import. All my contacts are already in there. So again, make sure it's exported in Excel, change it to a tab text delimited, and then import it into send out cards, and then you've got all your contacts there, and you can even group them as well. So that's under, again, main menu and in your contact manager. So all the contact manager stuff is there. Now, another thing that's really, really powerful with send out cards is the campaign manager. So in the campaign manager, I'm going to go ahead and click on it. So you'll see it says create a campaign. So there's the campaign manager. Do I want to go to that first, or do I want to go to custom branding? Let's go to custom brand manager. I'll leave that for a second. Let's go over to this column. Back to main menu. I'm going to click on where it says custom brand manager. Click on that, and this is where you can upload your backing. So this is the back of the cards, and you'll notice if you don't have a custom back and you don't have that option, by default, when you send your cards, it will have the send out cards logo. So I highly recommend putting your logo or pictures on the back. So you'll see that I've got multiple here. I've got a couple, I guess, more professional ones. I've got my family on the back. I've got one of my girlfriends who owns a company, her logo on the back as an example. Different things that you can do. Another networking group. So tons of different ideas for backings that you can do. And then you can, there's Isagenix. Did that for you guys, and then you can create more. So if you want to go ahead and create one, all you do is click on the plus sign, and when you click on that, it brings you to the layouts. Now you'll notice the layouts, there's two columns. There's the left column and the right column. They're exactly the same except for these addresses. So the addresses, the left side, if you like having the sender and the recipient's address on there, then choose this option. So you know when you're sending a card and on the envelope you have, you have your return address on there and then the sender, this is on the back of the card. So I kind of like having that on there. It's a great way for them to have my address just in case they want it, if they put the envelope in the garbage and they've got my address there. Maybe they want to send me a card. So I keep that on there. I like that. If you prefer not to have that, that's totally fine. You just select the right-hand side. Now, by default, it just has like an arbitrary name, but as soon as you go send the card to somebody, it will automatically insert their information in there. So now these are the layouts. So let's say, for example, the top layouts, that's just for a picture. This one's the full back of the card. This one is 2 pictures and then text at the bottom, text at the top, and then the picture. So you're a little bit limited in terms of design. This is not where I would necessarily design the back of your card. You would import your images already. So for example, if you have photos that you like if I click on photos, I would upload, okay, so Isagenix, for example, what I did was I tapped on, I'll show you exactly what I did. So go to photos, I'm going to upload from my computer. And so this image I just took off the internet. I went to the internet and I searched Isagenix. I downloaded the JPEG, so it should be a JPEG or a GIF or TIFF format. Once I did that, I just selected it and then I opened it. And once I opened it, now it's in the Send Out Cards catalog. Okay, so you actually have to import it into Send Out Cards in order to use it. So I'm going to go back to layouts. And so I like this one. I'm going to click on that layout. As soon as I do that, I go back to photos, and I'm just going to click and drag and drop it right in there. Everything's pretty much click and drag, so I highly recommend that you kind of play around with it. You're not going to break anything, and you'll see that it needs to be a little bit adjusted. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to move it around, make sure it's kind of in the middle of this white area here, and in the top right hand corner I'm just going to click done. So once I do that, that should appear, and you'll notice just at the very top I can click in here and I can add text. So let's say I wanted to add Melissa Barlock, and put my information. So what I have in the back of my cards, I just put Melissa Barlock. I've got my number, my business number, as well as my website. So even on a lot of my cards, I put my family picture on the back, and then I just have my name, as well as my text number, as well as the website. But you can put whatever you like. You can, down here is where you can change the text style. You can change the size of the font. You can change the color, and then you can also center it if you like as well, and click on the justification there. So just for demonstration purposes, I'll click on that. So that appears there. Now obviously I'd kind of pretty it up a bit, but just for demonstration, that's done. So once I'm happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click done, and that's going to be now in my brand manager. So I have this available to me. Whenever I go send a card, I can select that card. It's readily available. So I would recommend kind of playing around with your branding and uploading those images. Now, one of the things that I like to do is if you don't have, you know, a particular branding, or you want more information on there, you want a bunch of pictures, because there's not a lot of play. I'll go back here. There's not a lot of play for designing your logo in here. It's almost like I had a graphics designer create this logo for me, and then I uploaded it as a picture. So one of the things that you can do, let's go back here. One of the things that you can do if you don't want to use a graphics designer is you can easily make one in an app. Like I have an app that I use, it's called Perfect Image. And so I just have, there's collages, and you can drop in pictures into the collage and save it as a JPEG. You just save it on your phone, and then I upload it into send out cards. And that's what I drop in, and you'll see here, this is a perfect example of it. This was one of my girlfriend, I did a party for her, and this was on the back of her invitations. It's just a collage of her and her husband and her kids. So I went to Perfect Image Collage. It's just a free app. It's on my iPhone. And then I picked a couple pictures of her and her family, and I dragged them in here, and then I uploaded that as one picture into send out cards. So you can do that. You can do it through Photoshop. I'm not very good at Photoshop, so for me that's a little too much. You can also do it in PowerPoint. So you can create a whole bunch of images in PowerPoint, save it as one JPEG or one image, and then you're going to upload it into send out cards. So stop me if you have any questions on that. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's the custom brand manager. Now I'm going to move back over to this campaign manager. The campaigns are so effective and beneficial in business, especially when we've got teams of lots and lots and lots and lots of people. So I'm going to go ahead, lots or little, it doesn't matter. It's even if you're just getting started out, it's highly effective for many reasons. So all I did was click on Campaign Manager, and you'll notice I've got a ton of campaigns. I've been doing this for just over 4 years, so I've got a lot of campaigns that I've created, but I've also got campaigns that some of my clients have shared with me, so I can share as examples. You'll notice beside the campaign that I've created, you can edit a campaign, you can share it, and you can delete it. So for example, any campaigns that I have that you say, hey, you know what, actually I wouldn't mind having that. If you have a Send Out Cards account, I can actually share it with you. And all I would do is click on share, and then I would type in your ID, and then it would share with you. So it's an amazing tool for sharing. And I like to do that with some of my team as well. So you know, it's leverage. This business is all about leverage, so let's leverage the tools. I like to share everything. That way it's easy. People are going to do it. It's not a lot of work. But I highly recommend watching the tutorial even after I go through it with you, because these are really, really effective. So there is a tutorial on how to create and send a campaign. So basically what the campaigns do are this. Number one, you can create a one-card campaign and send it to multiple people. So I'll give you an example of that. So Christmas is coming up. It's a perfect example of how to leverage, let's go back here, 2015. 2015, let's do this one, 2015 Christmas. There we go. So I created one card. It's a one card campaign, and I sent this to a bunch of people. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like, and then I'm going to show you how to create one. I'm going to go into it, and what I did was I created one card. I could send it off to a bunch of people, so I completely customized it. So that's the inside of the card. I'm going to click on the outside. This is a 3-panel card. I love these for pictures if you want more content. So you'll see on the outside, it's just a template. I dropped my picture in there, our family picture, and then on the inside, all I did was I actually spanned this picture, and I'll show you how to do that as well. And then I just overlaid it with a couple elements to pretty it up. So I didn't mind spending a little bit of time on it because I knew that I was going to send it to multiple people. And then this is the back panel. This is the extra flap there. So don't forget about the flap. I did that when I first started with send out cards, and I sent out hundreds of cards with this blank. That was kind of embarrassing, but the cards still looked pretty good. So there we have one card campaign that I'm sending to multiple people. Another example would be to create a multiple campaign and send it to one person or multiple people. So for example, just for example's sake, and I'll show you some Isagenix ones in a minute that I created. I'll go here. This is a realtor. So this realtor, as you know, very competitive, very, very competitive industry. What they did is they created a 7-card touch campaign. And in this campaign, you'll notice that they've got immediate. So as soon as they sell a home, immediately that card goes out, welcome to the new home. And then they've got touches that go out through the course of the year, so they're staying top of mind. They want to make sure that their clients feel appreciated and that they're always in mind for referrals. So remember, the last person that you think of is the first person you're going to refer. So I want to make sure that I am always top of mind when somebody thinks of a referral. So really recommend doing these campaigns. So she's got a winter, a summer, a spring, a Happy New Year, a Christmas, and a fall. And you'll notice that they're not corporate at all. They don't have anything having to do with her branding. It's all about her personality, and she actually enjoys a 98% referral rate only using send out cards within her real estate business. Now, the same thing with Isagenix, I highly recommend sending out heartfelt cards. Obviously, you're going to send some things that have Isagenix on it, or you have your branding on the back, but the most effective is to use it for bringing out your personality, having a little bit of fun, because people, you know, you'll have your branding on the back. They probably know what some of them know what you do, so it's just a way for touch points. So another thing that I like to do is in the marketing bundle package, which most of you, I think all of you guys have purchased, is you have a pre-made campaign in there already. So when you go to Campaign Manager, yours won't look like mine. I'm going to go back and show you. So I've got a whole bunch here. You'll have one at the top, and it's going to say Celebration Campaign. Where did it go? Celebration. There it is. Celebration Campaign 7 Touch. This one I can't share because that's part of the marketing bundle. So what's great about this is it's pre-made for you. So when you click on it, you'll notice that on the inside, basically it's just naming your campaign, you're verifying the return address, and then step 3 is creating your card. So they've already created them for you. You'll notice there's a thank you card, there's a birthday card, there's a spring, there's a happy holidays, there's a gratitude, anniversary, and then what's this one? New Year's or something like that. So basically it's a 7-card touch. Now all you have to do to leverage this is go in and edit it. So you're going to go in and edit that card. So I'm just going to put my information in there. So each one of you guys have this. You're just going to go in and you're going to click on it. Everything's just kind of click and drag. Now the outside, you can change that around too if you want, but I kind of like the front. On the inside, you can go ahead and add your message. I can actually get rid of this if I want. If I want to completely have my own message, I can do that. Or I can bring it back. I can click on it. That's my own signature. You'll notice here, with the marketing bundle package, the bundles, you have signatures. So I'll show you where to find that to fill them out. I put in all my signatures, M. Barlock, Melissa, me and my husband, me, John, and the kids. So I've added that in there. So that's ready to go. Now, all you're going to do is put your information in it, and then it's done. So you're going to go continue. And that thank you card, you can add a gift if you like. I'm going to continue without gift. And then here is where it's asking me, when do you want to send this? So because this is a thank you card and this would be the first card in the campaign, I'm going to set it to immediate. Okay, so I'm going to set it to immediate. I'm going to save and go back. And then I'm going to scroll down. And then the next card is the birthday campaign. So I'm going to edit. I'm going to go in there. So that means provided that you have your contact's birthday in there, the system's going to send out the card 10 days before their birthday so that it arrives there on time. So this is the front of the card. And you can actually add text onto this if you want. If I wanted to add a blank text item, I'm just going to click on the text box. And I can even write in there, happy birthday, if I wanted to. So I can add my own kind of personality as well. And what I would do is I'd probably increase the font. I would change the color so it shows up. So let's choose that. Okay. And I could write, I could even personalize this and write insert name. This is a mail merge feature. So insert name, first name. Let's change the font there so it looks more legible. There we go, first name. And I'm going to write happy birthday. Let's highlight that again and go back. Permanent, there we go. And I'm actually going to make it a little bit bigger. Make it a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to center it. So now I can bring this, and what's going to happen is, maybe not there, let's bring it down a bit. So now this card is completely personalized. Actually, let's do this. Change the color. And I can actually take this dropper off the page and I can select this color and do color matching. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the color of the flame so it matches, you'll see there. Okay, just to give you kind of an idea. Here we go. That looks okay. So you get the idea. So basically what happens is no matter who this campaign goes out to, it's going to pull the first name field and it's going to have their names. So it's going to say Allison, happy birthday, Charity, happy birthday, Meredith, happy birthday, Melissa, happy birthday. All those, it's going to be completely personalized. And then on the inside, you can have your message and just type your name in there. So these are pre-made campaigns already for you. So just put a little bit of your personality and then it's done for you. You can add a gift if you like, but I'm going to go ahead and continue without gift. Now this is where send time, you just change it to birthday. So you can put it in whatever you want it to be. I want it to go to the birthday, and send out cards by default. We'll send it out 10 days prior. So I'm going to save card, go back to campaign, and you just do the same thing for every single one of these cards. So it's already set up for you. You just have to go in and edit it and then put your information in there, and if you want to add some personality. Now you'll attach your branding you want to attach to it, and then you're going to make sure that you save it and it's sitting in there. So once you've created your campaign, you're going to view them. And these campaigns are just sitting ducks. They're just sitting in there until you're ready to send them. So you have to attach it to a contact. They're not going anywhere until you actually command it to go to a contact. Now I'm going to give you a couple other ideas. I've got, let's go down here. I've got some Isagenix campaigns for some ideas. And if any of you guys want them, let me know and I can share them with you. There we go. Okay, so here's a campaign. So Isagenix campaign for builders, for example. So what I did was the first card in the campaign I created, I'm going to go and edit it and show you exactly what I did. Continue. And so the front of the card, and these are just images that I got off. Okay, and then the inside is just Isagenix is about win-win. And then on the inside it says, first name, we're excited to welcome you to Isagenix. We wish you a wonderful experience and are ready to celebrate your success. Get ready for a new chapter. Cheering you on, and then put your name in there. So if you guys want me to share this with you, certainly I can do that. Or you can use your own personality. You can add pictures. Sometimes what I like to do is I've got this campaign pre-made for my team. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll go in and then I'll upload pictures and I'll put their picture in there. So for example, well, it doesn't matter. I'll just choose that one. That's me and my girlfriend who just got married. So I can put their picture in there. So it makes it really, really personal. And then that way, it is. It's just more personal, and they're going to keep it. So it's probably going to be a keepsake forever. Now, let's get rid of that one there. I'm going to continue. And that would be, now I also added a gift to this. Now, one of the things that I like to do, I'm going to go to Send Out Cards Gifts. especially in network marketing, there's a lot of personal development. As we know, personal development is key. So a lot of times I'll like to send like beach money. Jordan Adler, he talks a lot about residual income and how important it is. I love MLM Blueprint. That's another one of my favorites. It talks about the barriers and what people's blueprints are on network marketing. And it's amazing because I've got some team members actually who have had huge blockages themselves. And one of the things that's holding them back is that they have a blockage on MLM, and they've just, for whatever reason, they've had an experience or heard negativity. So I always share this book with them, and it talks about those blockages and how to get over them. So I add that to some of my campaigns. The 4-Year Career, there's a whole bunch of different books in here, GoPro, that you can use and attach to those. So I like to send those to new team members. I'll send gifts or I'll send books because I want people to learn, and I want people to really understand this business and get off to a great start. So I add gifts to new team members and sometimes the customers as well. So that I added there. And then I also added here a birthday card. So you want to make sure that, maybe your team, they're going to get a birthday card. So you decide how many cards you want to add. You can just keep building onto it if you like. And then this one here, it's just a simple card, birthday card, best birthday wishes. Did it generic, so depending on whether it's for a man or a woman, dear first name. So when you send it out, it's going to be personal to that person. Hope you totally get spoiled. And then you can add your images and things like that. Now, you can go over here to pictures, and you can add pictures. You can go to templates. So if I click on templates, you'll notice just below, I can go ahead and I can do, let's say 4th of July, for example, or anniversary, or announcements, or antique, or at home. There's a whole bunch of different templates here that you can use. So maybe you want to use this template. I just go back to pictures, and then I can drag and drop pictures in here as well. So let's say I want to add that for kind of something a little more, a little inspiring quote. Maybe I want to add that. That's me and the president of field operations. Okay, so there we go. You can add a really personalized touch there. Go continue. You can add a gift again if you want. If not, you're going to select a birthday, and then you're going to go back to campaigns. Now, if you wanted to, you could just, send 2 cards out to your team per year, but I always like to add to that. So one of the things that I like to do is send an anniversary card. So if you wanted to add another card to that campaign, all you would do is click on create a new card for this campaign. So that's the 3rd card. I go continue, and then I would go in and maybe do expressions. I'd maybe do a congratulations. So congratulations 1 year. So I'm going to go ahead and do, let's choose that one. Now, I want this to be impactful. Usually for a 1-year anniversary card being in the business, I send a really great big card, and I like to really kind of celebrate them. So the outside of the card is just congratulations. Because I chose it from the card catalog, I can't change the outside, but I can do whatever I want to the inside. And then you'll just type your message. If you don't like what it says, you can actually overwrite the message here. Okay, I actually don't mind it, so we'll bring it back. Oh, did I lose it? I lost it there. Okay, so now if you don't have a text bubble there, I can just add a blank text item. I'm going to expand it a little bit. And then you can, in the text box, you're just going to click in there, that toolbar appears, and I can type my message. So I'm going to say, happy 1-year anniversary, ANNIVERSARY, and then I'm going to insert their name, so it's personal. Happy 1-year anniversary name, you did it. I'm not giving too much thought, but just for demonstration purposes. And then after that, I'm going to insert my signature. I'm going to be a little more playful, so I'm going to put in my casual signature here. Now, we also have the option to have your own personal handwriting font, and in those bundles, you have that personal handwriting font in the marketing bundle. So you'll notice, once you fill out that font form, it'll be at the very bottom under personal. So that will be highlighted for you, and you can write in your own personal handwriting font. I don't always use it because I don't love my handwriting, so I'm going to stick with the fonts that they have. So I can, make it bigger, make it smaller. Because this isn't a campaign, I'm not going to make it too personal with their pictures because this campaign is going out to multiple people. So you want to keep it kind of generic. And I can go in and I can maybe go in and add a template. So an element elements are decals or clip art on the page. So if I go to, for example, there's backgrounds and frames, there's calendars, 2017 calendars in here. There's borders and frames, solid colors, templates, banners and badges. So you can even like take a badge, for example. I never thought of doing that actually. It's a great idea. And you can put in 1 year. I just thought of that. So I'm going to put that badge there. I'm going to add a blank text. I'm going to bring the text over, and I'm going to put a big 1. Or maybe just you did it. You did it. And I'll take it out of the text over there. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to make it a different color. Maybe I'll do it red. Bring it over, make it a little bit bigger, or not so big. I'm going to bring it a little bit smaller. Hopefully you get the idea. And I can change it. Like I can make it kind of on an angle. You can do really what you want and have a little bit of fun and bring your personality in it. Okay, so there's just an example. Now, if you wanted to, let's say, for example, let me get rid of this because I want to show you a couple things, a couple tricks. I'm just highlighting. You can highlight all of these things. Now, if you wanted to go to pictures, and let's say, for example, you'll notice that I've categorized my pictures. So I've got by month, by event, any of our conventions, things like that. I like to really categorize those so I can grab those pictures quickly. A lot of times what I'll do is I've got, a Christmas parties, and I'll grab a whole bunch of images and I'll put them in there and send them out to the team for team building. But I'm going to go down. We do a lot of professional photos as well for Christmas and things like that. So let's say, for example, I'll take my daughter. There's my daughter. I'm going to click and drag that over. I can either expand that picture. I can make it bigger, make it smaller. I can change the direction. I can keep layering pictures if I want. So a lot of times when I go to events, I take a ton of pictures. I'm sure all of you do as well. And I'll just throw images in there and I keep adding them in and I kind of make it fun. And pictures are the best, especially when your team is being recognized and they get to stand beside top income earners and other celebrities in the industry. It's super fun to do that. And they keep those. So you can keep just kind of layering it. But another thing I like to do is I like to span pictures because it adds just kind of that extra layer of wow factor. So all I did was click and drag the image over. I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to hit on this span feature. So the span feature, what that does, that's the entire inside of the card. And remember, that's a big card, so it's making a big impact. So a huge face of my daughter, and then I can add a blank text, and then I can, write whatever I want. And, congratulations, for example, and I'll make that a little bit bigger. And then if I want to, I can go into elements again, and I can add little decals again, and really kind of play around with it just to give you an idea. There's different Christmas clip art, so you can, if you're creative, which I don't think I am, if you're creative, you can actually get lost in this. So make sure you're allotting your time. So I'm going to go ahead and continue with that. Continue without a gift. Okay, and remember, this was the anniversary card. So what I want to do with this one is I want to send this 365, actually no, let's do 355 days after immediate. So I know that card is going to get triggered right before the end of their fiscal year. So I'm going to send this 355 days after the immediate card was sent out. So no matter when I send this campaign out, it's going to go out a year after, and that new distributor or that new rep, the builder, they're going to get a 1-year anniversary card 1 year after they've been in the business. Now, let's say, for example, you can actually stop campaigns or delete campaigns. So let's say, for example, for some reason, somebody left the business or whatever the situation is, you can go in and you can edit them. So just some ideas on what you can do for that. And then make sure that you save the campaign as well. So another idea, if I go back up to main menu, I'm going to go to Campaign Manager again. And I'm going to scroll down back to Isagenix here. So this is just for a customer. So this is just a 1 card. So this would go out immediately. And so that's another image I've grabbed there. And you're going to go continue. And then on the inside, I just put Today is the day I commit to making a change. Today is the day I do what I say I'm going to do. So I always like to do kind of inspiring things, especially for the health and wellness industry. My goodness, I mean, it takes a lot of commitment and drive, and it's really important to keep that encouragement and that motivation. So on the inside, again, it's just first name. I'm super excited that you've decided to take your health into your own hands. You're a rock star, and I'm committed to helping you achieve your goals. Thank you for your friendship and trust. Let's do this. So you can add, obviously, whatever you like, but add your personality in there because people, again, are partnering with you. So this is just elements. I just use different elements. I played around with it, again, to kind of make it a little bit fun. This is just smiley face because that's kind of me. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue. And again, you can just save that one customer campaign and save it as it is. It's just going to go out immediate. Save card, go back to campaign. And if I wanted to, I can create new cards for this campaign. So let's say, for example, I want to make sure my clients are touched, the customers are touched through the holidays, maybe Valentine's Day. You know, Valentine's, you can say, we love having you as a customer. Or maybe St. Patrick's Day, you can say something like, you know, we're lucky to have you in my life, or lucky I got to. Things like that, be creative, or maybe happy 4th of July cards, things like this, so that you're staying top of mind. The whole idea of send out cards is really reaching out to your clients and staying top of mind so that they feel appreciated. I think I did one more campaign in here. And again, if any of you want this, let me know and I can share them with you. Let's go back down. I've got lots here. Where did you go? There we go. Oh, here's, actually I've got two more. Congratulations, new consultant. So here is a card for a new consultant and somebody just joining your team. So on the outside, again, it's just, did you know how awesome this gal is? And so it's got their picture. So you can either have a generic picture or you can drop in their picture as you go if you want to do that. And then on the inside of the card, again, it's first name, so there's that mail merge again. Congratulations on advancing to consultant. This is just the beginning. You rocked it, and then your signature in there. So that's ready to go. And again, you can build on the campaign, or you can just keep that campaign as a one-card campaign. And then finally, let's go back down. What's this one here? Okay, actually, this is one that one of my very good friends, he's a personal trainer, and he's also an Isagenix. He actually might be on this webinar as well. He and I designed this campaign, and this was more of a prospecting campaign. And I love it. It might be a little bit edgy, but depending on your personality. So what this is a prospecting campaign. So it says, it was nice meeting you, okay? So you meet somebody new and you want to kind of keep them in the funnel. So this is, it was nice meeting you on the inside, and dear first name, it was great to meet you. Looking forward to connecting again, sharing ideas, and creating new possibilities. So the whole idea of this, you'll notice, it has nothing to do with Isagenix. So it's a prospecting card. So the whole idea is that we want to build relationships. It's not about what can I get from you. It's really, I always look at life as how can I help you? What can I do for you? So the start of a relationship is always, well, let's get together and connect and see how I can help you. So that's how I'm always starting off a relationship. So they're going to get a nice to meet you card. Now, if they haven't already joined my team or purchased a product, then I'm going to go and continue them on in this funnel. So immediately, 30 days after that immediate card, they're going to get this card. And again, maybe edgy, but I kind of like it. And this was Alejandro's personality. Okay, if he's listening to this, he's going to be laughing. But the outside, it says this, how's your health? And on the inside, first name, just checking in to see how you're doing. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you achieve your health and fitness goals. Health is my passion, and I'd love to share some ideas with you. Your friend, and then you can put your information on the inside. And again, you can change that up, but just to give you some ideas. So that's a follow-up. That's a 30 days after, so they're going to get another touch. And then this one's 90 days after. I love this one. We just took these right from the Send Out Cards card catalog. Okay, so these are pre-designed cards. On the outside, it says, for success, make healthy choices daily. And on the inside, it says, first name, you get the idea. Small initiatives every day yield great results in the long run. What's today's initiative? You or the burger? Would love to hear from you. Okay, so it's really important that you're comfortable sending that out. So it depends who you're sending that to. I kind of like it. It's a little bit edgy, but it's true. It gets the point across. Next one here, 6 months afterwards. So again, the prospect is getting another card. You're top of mind again. If they haven't already partnered with you, if you haven't run into them, they're going to get another card 6 months after that immediate. And on the front, it says, every day is a new day. And then on the inside, hey, first name, has your relationship with your scale changed since the last card? Well, it will today. Need motivational ideas? I'm just a phone call away. So just some ideas on how you can leverage it within your business and have a little bit of fun with your personality. Okay, so we're going to go back, and there we go. Okay, so there's that card campaign. Now I'm going to go ahead and save that campaign. So now if you are, and let's see what time it is. Hop in if anybody has any questions so far. Otherwise, I'll just continue. I'm going back to the campaign manager, and I'm spending time with this because the reality is everybody's busy. And if you don't set something up, chances are you're probably not going to use it. So make sure that you're happy with the campaigns that you've created, and spending a little bit of time in the forefront is going to help you immensely down the road. So all you're going to do, if you want to create your own new campaign, all you do is go ahead and click on Create New Campaign, and you're going to name it. And that campaign could be whatever you want it to be. It could be ABC ISA, I'll say. Just for, and I'll put test, just so I know I can go in and delete it afterwards. All I'm going to do is name it. I'm going to verify my return address. And then step 3 is I'm going to create that card. So I'm going to create that card, continue, and I can choose from the cards in the card catalog. There's over 20,000 pre-designed cards in here. I like to have just to display 60 on a page. But if you don't see anything that you like, you can actually go to the very top and you can create a picture plus card. These are completely blank on the outside as well as the inside of the card. So you can do horizontal templates or you can do vertical templates. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on a greeting card. This is a vertical template. Now that's the front of the card. So it's completely blank. I'm going to go over to pictures, and I can either upload right from my computer, or I can go down to the categories that I've already created down here. So again, if I wanted to go to Lauren's birthday or whatever it was, I can go to different images, or if I wanted to go to templates, I've got these basic layouts. Again, I can go to, let's say, Valentine's Day. So I'll click and drag that template over there, take a picture, and let's click and drag that image over there. If I wanted to create that, just for argument's sake, click on the inside, type my message. Now you'll notice at the very top, these are Picture Plus cards, and Picture Plus cards you can save, and they'll save indefinitely. You can't save a card from the card catalog unless it's in a campaign, but you can save a Picture Plus card to your card catalog, and you can use it over and over as a one-off card. Okay, so once you've done that, you've written your message. You're going to go continue. Let's show you how to add a gift. So let's say I wanted to add a gift. I go send out cards, gifts. I'm going to go ahead and click on gourmet foods. I'll go to bakery. I'm going to click on our most famous brownies. I'm going to tap on it. I'm going to buy now. So it's attached the brownies. I'm going to save card and go back to campaign. So now I've got that card that's in that campaign. So I can just keep building that campaign and click and create new card, create new card. So I can create as many cards or as little cards as I want. I select the backing. I go ahead and save. Now you'll also notice there's reminders for the campaign. So you can click on reminders, and from there you can remind yourself when that campaign goes out. I don't actually use that very often. I just kind of let the cards go out, and I get people calling me all the time saying, oh my gosh, thanks so much for the card. That was awesome. Okay, I'm noticing, I just checked, I should probably be checking you guys. Let me check in with you. I'm going to go back to the attendees here. I'm noticing that everybody is completely muted, so let me unmute if you do have any questions, feel free. I just unmuted you guys there if you have any questions. So I'm going to continue on. Man, I could share this all day. There's so many things. Hopefully I'm not overwhelming everybody. So those are campaigns. Let's go back out to the campaign manager. So now we've created these campaigns. They're sitting there. They're kind of like sitting ducks, just waiting to be sent out. Oh, one more. This is another one you have to do. Let's go down to referrals. I always like to thank my referrals. So depending on the size of the referral, even if the referral does not come to fruition, I always like to send thank you for going out of your way. So I always, referrals, Elemento PQR, there you are. There it is. There's one of my referral cards. So this one is just a basic referral card. So I have it sitting there available for when I need it. Somebody gives me a referral, I can kind of just bang it off. I can send it on its way. I don't have to worry about creating it. So on the inside, it says send out cards. You can put, you know, you don't even actually have to put that in there. In fact, I'm going to get rid of that because it's too salesy. So I'm going to write, hi, first name. Again, it's first name. It's a mail merge. There's no better compliment than a gift of a referral. Thank you for helping me to grow my business. I really do appreciate it, first name. And so I have all my information in there. It's ready to go. And there we go. And then you can add a gift onto it if you like. And depending on the size of the referral, you can go ahead and add more if you like, or nothing, or a little token. Now, once those campaigns are in there, again, like I said, they're just sitting ducks. They're just waiting to be sent. So remember, we've either imported our contacts. Our contacts are already in there. You need to attach it to a contact to send to. So let's say, for example, I want to go ahead and find, I'm just going to go find me, just for privacy purposes. So find Melissa. So it's going to bring up all the Melissas. So I'm just going to select me. And then I'm going to go up to campaigns, click on campaigns, and then I'm just going to select the campaign that I want. So I can go all the way down, find that referral campaign. Where did it go? Doesn't matter. Let's just say we'll use this one, MD's first MD. This is a distributor's first distributor. So it would be a downline distributor campaign. And all I do is click send campaign. It's going to let me know how many points, how much in postage, and then it's going to let me know how much I have. If I have enough, I'm going to click continue, and then it's on its way. So it's ready to go. Now I'm not going to send it, but that's as easy as it is. So let's say I go back to find a contact. Let's say I want to send a whole group. So I want to clear contacts. I'm going to go to my family. I want to pull up my family. And then I want to send them a Christmas campaign. So I'm going to go ahead and send them holiday prep. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Click send. It's going to pull up how much it's going to cost. Now this one, it's saying the gifts that I attached to it, they're no longer available, so it will let you know. So I'll have to go back and edit that. Okay, which is fine because that's a campaign from forever ago. So I'm going to find that contact again, and all I do is go to campaigns, and then let's go down things for the referral, and then I send. And then again, what it will do is calculate everything for me, and it will be on its way. Once you click send, it's gone. It's totally done. And the first time you do it, you're probably going to be really scared and say, oh my gosh, did it go out? What does it look like? Is it sent? So what I like to do is a little bit of a test. I go back up to main menu, and then I like to go to card history. So I'll go to card history, and I can search my card. So this is just today, today's search, between today and today. So I'm going to go search, and then it will show me which cards I've sent out. And I can even go back. I can go to main menu, I can go to card history, and I can look at scheduled cards and unfulfilled campaigns. So if I want to go unfulfilled campaigns, these are all campaigns. You'll see there's a lot of personal distributor welcomes. And so I can go in and I can actually click off and cancel them if I want to. But I don't want to. I'm going to keep those in there. So again, back into card history, you can search. You can even go back. Like I can go back 4 years and see what I sent 4 years ago. In fact, if I want to go into main menu and find a specific contact, I'm actually going to pick up, let's say, Michelle. This comes in handy too. I'm going to find Michelle. Let's say unselect I'm going to select, let's select Michelle here. I'm going to view Michelle. I've got all her information here. And I want to see, I'm scrolling down to the action log, and it will say click here to view the cards sent. I can actually see the cards that I've sent. These ones are fulfilled, and these ones are unfulfilled. So you'll see these ones are unfulfilled because this one is, the date's not arrived yet. So I can go back in and I can edit, or I can cancel those cards. So this is a really handy tool to have. You can go back and search that. Hopefully that helps. Now, what else can I show you guys? Any questions so far? I know it's a lot of information. Another thing that I like to do is I like to send cards to downline distributors. So I've got different cards for, distribute my personal distributors, my downline distributors, and so I'll create different campaigns for them as well. So those are some other ideas. What else? I also want to show you quickly, if it isn't enough information, the Send Out Cards photo store. The photo store is kind of like an extranet, so it's a third-party login, but you have access to it, and so what you'll do is you'll log in with your same username and password that you've created, and in there, what I like to use this for is for different special gifts, and it's a photo store, so you can create photo books, you can do calendars, you can do wall art, there's business tools like business cards and things. You can also do bulk cards. Now, these bulk cards, they come in quantity of 25, like a 25 pack, but they're all the same and they all come to you. So what I've done with this before, if I go into my projects, I'll show you what I've done. So for those cards, like those kind of last minute cards, especially for kids' birthday parties, one of the things that I've done is this. I'll just see if I can preview it. I put a picture of my kids on it. I put my branding on the back of it. And on the inside, I allow a space for the kids to write a picture and then write their names on it. So now I've got kind of like a generic, oh, what's going on? There's an error here. Okay, that's fine. So I can't get into that for a minute. IT is working on some advancements on the site. So I'll just talk you through it. So basically what I do is, let's go back to Contact Manager, Photo Store. So what I'll do is I'll have a picture of their picture on the front, blank on the inside. They take the card, but it still has my branding on the back. Another thing that I like to do is I have all the best cards. So I've created a personalized card. On the front, you'll see here it says all the best. Again, my branding on the back. On the inside, it says love the Barlocks, and then it allows me to handwrite whatever note I want. So I've got those cards last minute on hand. I can grab a bottle of wine or brownies. I send myself brownies, so I've got those, and I'll bring those to wherever I go if I'm going to an event. And there's just business cards and all that kind of thing. There's calendars if you want to be personal. There's these other photo gifts like gift ornaments. I put personalized pictures on there. There's mugs. I like to use these for rank advancement gifts and things like this, where I'll put pictures of the rep on there as well. So it's just some other ideas. There's iPhone cases and things like that as well. So you can be really creative with that. So that's under the photo store, under main menu, and then photo store. Any questions so far?
I have a question.
Yep.
It's Allison. With the custom cards, when you're making a card, is there like a bank of prefab messages that you could just copy and paste and put in? Like, some of the already made cards have like the little, like the one you showed us, the thank you card already said, something about gratitude. Is there something, a place where we can do that, or does everything have to be put in manually?
Yep, great question. So a couple things. We have a couple first impressions campaigns where they're pre-designed messages. But what I typically do is I go to Google and I just Google and I'll say like holiday messages or inspiring quotes and then I just copy and paste and then I put it in there and I tweak it a bit. So that's my little trick.
Great. Perfect.
Great question. I actually get that question a lot because some people are like, I don't know what to say on the inside. And, if you're not used to saying or writing cards, you're right. It's it's a little bit awkward sometimes until you get in the habit of it. Great question.
Thank you.
Awesome. Any other questions? Cool. Okay, well, guys, I could keep going on and on, but I know I've spent, oh my goodness, I've taken an hour of your time. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording. And if there's any other questions that once I stop, then feel free. So let me just minimize this. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording if I can find it. All right. Just trying to find this. Oh my goodness, where did it go? Give me one sec, guys. Okay, if for some reason it ends this webinar, do me a favor. If you do have any questions, please, please, please message me, and I'll definitely help you out. So I'm just going to try something here. I think it's going to end it.